What's up, guys? I'm Caleb. This is Luke. We're the co-creators of Pirates, Dragons, Treasure, and a couple of you had actually reached out on the Kickstarter and said that you wanted to see some play testing, some actual gameplay. So we went ahead and got together today to do a little one-on-one.
Yep.
We recommend Pirates, Dragons, Treasure as being good for 2 to 6 players. I think it's best probably 3 to 4, but it certainly works at 2, and that's all that was able to come over and play today. So we're going to go ahead and play a couple rounds, or at least one round here on camera. Record it, we'll throw it up online, we'll throw it up on the Kickstarter, and you guys can check it out. We're going to be talking a little bit about the strategy, a little bit about the cards, the artwork, and just the general gameplay. Couple things to keep in mind for today. We actually have already made some adjustments to some of the cards, some of the effects from what you'll see played today. So just keep in mind that the gameplay is still evolving. We're still doing play testing. This is not 100% representative of what the gameplay will be in the final box, although it is pretty close. And then the other thing is that there's also some work in progress artwork, some placeholder art. So not all of the artwork is also 100% representative of what the final game will be. So Gabriel is cranking out some more artwork for us, and there's some placeholder images here. So just a couple things to keep in mind. But yeah, this should be pretty representative of how the game plays. And I think that's all I have to say. Is there anything you want to add before we get started?
No, that was great. So to start the game out, the first thing you have to do is choose who the swashbuckler is. And that's usually the person at the table would vote on who is the most piratey of your group. Right. There's just 2 of us, so we would normally have to argue about it for a little while who the larger...
We need like a tiebreaker vote to come in.
That's right. And as being the creators of Pirates, Dragons, Treasure, you can imagine that we both always want to be the most piratey of each other. Although Caleb's beard has a little bit of length on me right now, so that might put him over.
Okay, all right.
So to start out, let's show you the 3 different decks. So Caleb just picked up the Plunder deck. That's the play deck that we're going to be drawing cards from and building our hands with. We've also got the Dragon deck, which is the first one that you would take and shuffle to pull the dragon from that we've got down here. Today we're going to face Akarth. And lastly, that's the Battle deck, which is what we actually use to facilitate the battle against the dragon and a victory or a failure for the challenging captain.
So I should get shuffling.
Yep.
And I wish I was a better shuffler. We need like a real card shark to come in and do my hand model here.
That's not too bad, actually.
All right. So every player starts the game with 5 cards in their hand. So I'm going to go ahead and deal 5 to each of us.
And today we're going to kind of play an open hand with you guys. So normally we'd be secretive and probably try to screw each other over a whole lot more, but we want to make sure that you all get a good look at the mechanics, the strategy, and the artwork of the cards. So,
now, did I deal you 6, or did I just inadvertently cheat?
You inadvertently cheated yourself, my friend. So I've only got 5. Caleb's got 6. So that is one thing about the game, actually. If you're not on your toes, things like that can actually happen, and normally they come with a consequence. But we're going to let this one slide since I believe it was a mistake. So I'll go over my hand first. I pulled a decent hand here, actually. So a couple cards that I've got going on. I've got 1 treasure card, the standard stash. Also 2 bounty cards. So Pirate Choir and Plunder the Booty. Those will come into play when I start trying to kind of give myself some odds in the game later on. And then I actually pulled the same, the two cards that are the same in the deck, the Hefty Helm. But they're pretty strong ship upgrades. So I could take these and apply them to my ship and do pretty well. They're too expensive for the gold that I have in my hand right now, but we'll see what I draw on my first turn.
And your ship upgrades don't have to be unique, so you can have as many helms or as many sails as you want. For me, I've got a good amount of treasure, so I've got 2 standard stashes and 1 big booty. I also did get a Dragon Raid, which allows me to pluck a card from every other captain's hand to be discarded. And a good example of some placeholder art here, just a cheap upgrade. So, since I am the swashbuckler, I decide who goes first.
Yep.
And you're already one up on me, so I'm going first. So to start your turn, you draw 2 cards. And I got more treasure and another Dragon Raid. So lots of Dragon Raids are going to be happening here.
You got a lot of curses going on in your hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, your turn is basically broken into 2 phases. During the first phase, you can play as many curses and bounties as you want. You can barter, you can swindle, you can trade. but your turn ends with your decisive action, which is either applying a ship upgrade, recruiting a crew, or attacking the dragon. So I've got plenty of treasure. I do have a ship upgrade to play, so I'll be saving that for a minute from now. And I'm going to go ahead and summon a dragon raid, which allows me to pluck a card from every other captain's hand. And in this case, it's just Luke.
I got my eye
So
on you.
Pirate Choir has been discarded. And
I'll go over Pirate Choir just in case it doesn't pop up again during the round. It's a really fun card, actually. So this allows you to take the crew that you've got applied, sing a song, and immediately promote that crew to a level of Mighty, which gives you the best odds against the dragon in the dragon battle. So you got to put yourself out there, but if you know how to get on the mic and MC, then you can do pretty good job of setting yourself up.
And if unlike Luke, you don't have a sea shanty ready to go memorized.
Who doesn't have a sea shanty memorized?
But if you don't, we're gonna try and include a couple inside the box, inside the packaging.
I should have brought this up when we were determining who the swashbuckler was.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade my ship with a cross battle Roger. That costs 1 treasure, and that is my turn.
All right, and so to start mine, I'll pull 2 cards. All right, and I got a big booty, which is basically 2 treasure and 1 card, and then endless rum stash, which is a ship upgrade. So I finally have some money, and we've got a choice to make here, really. So I've got enough to, let me take a step back. I've got a bounty card in my hand, but I'm not going to play it right now. Plunder the Booty, what it does is it allows me to draw the top 2 treasure cards from the discard pile. And right now, I just don't need that gold. I've got what I need in order to play my next hand, and I want to kind of see how the game develops. So I'm moving past that and into my decisive action. And that's where I'm going to apply a ship upgrade. I've actually got 2 really good ship upgrades. So these 2, like we went over again, the Hefty Helm and the Endless Rum Stash. Hefty Helm is strong. It's just going to give me a lot of HP plus 4. But Endless Rum Stash comes with another benefit, and that's that my crew gets to be immune to mutiny, which is a card in the dragon battle deck that takes my crew's morale and lowers it. Mm-hmm. So this means that like when that happens, basically it takes the odds that you went into the fight with and completely turns them on its head. So I'm actually going to go ahead and apply that ship upgrade. So I'll discard the big booty and apply that card to my hand.
All right, so Luke's turn is done. I drew another standard stash, so a little bit more treasure, and another dragon card. So I've got the Dragon Envy, which
might be a witch with all those curses you got going on.
So I can curse Luke to have to discard all of his treasure. And we'll probably do that right away here. So go ahead and discard your treasure. Again, normally I wouldn't know what he had in his hand. I would probably assume that he's got more than that. So he's probably feeling pretty good. Only had to discard one treasure card.
That's not that bad.
Now, other than that, all I've got is treasure and another dragon raid, which, sure, let me pluck a card from your hand and be discarded.
That sucks. Luckily, I had 2 of that card. So technically, not too impactful.
So nothing else for me on this round. I don't have any crews to play or ship upgrades, so on to Luke.
So I'm probably going to take note of that for what it's worth, that Caleb did not play any crews or any ship upgrade. That tells me one of 2 things. Either he's got no treasure or he's got no cards. Mm-hmm. And so that puts me in an advantageous position on this next hand if I wanted to try to barter with him while I've got some leverage, or maybe he's like a little anxious about how his hand's going. But first, I'll go ahead and draw a couple cards. All right, and we got a ship upgrade, the Cross Bottle Roger. You can see that placeholder artwork right there still, which is basically pretty standard, kind of like lower tier ship upgrade, and then a weak fledgling privateers. So some crew is better than no crew. The problem here is that Caleb made me get rid of all my gold. So I've got actually, here's where that Plunder the Booty comes in handy. So I had to discard all that gold, but because this is a bounty and I get to play it on the first phase of my turn, I can play that, pull those top 2 treasure cards, which is this one and this one, out of the deck. Now I've got some money. So before Caleb steals my stuff or whatever, because he seems to have a whole lot of curse cards in there. I'm going to go ahead and I'll put that big booty right back, and I'm going to apply that hefty helm to my ship. So I'm starting to build a pretty strong ship at this point. And that's the end of my turn.
All right. So drawing 2 cards. All I've got in my hand right now is treasure. Got some more treasure, and I got Anchors Galore. Anchors Galore is a cursed upgrade, so it doesn't require me to use a decisive action to play it. I can go ahead and just play it as a curse, which has been sort of the status quo so far. This game is me just cursing you.
Just over and over.
So I've now blocked his 3rd ship upgrade. He will either need to remove Anchors Galore with the Lucky Tattoo, or just accept that 1 HP. But I'm playing it to block a more powerful ship.
And that's pretty good. I mean, usually you see people going against the dragon, 3 cards, they're going to average somewhere around 10 HP, plus or minus a couple HP. But so this is going to keep me stuck at 7, which is actually fairly low. I mean, a couple cards from the dragon the wrong way, and I could get taken out if I go to face it.
Now, I guess the only other thing before the end of my turn is that I do have a lot of treasure here. So I'm going to go ahead and burn a couple treasure cards. You can discard 2 treasure in order to draw an extra card. So I'm hoping here, and I got it, that I would get something I can play. I got proper privateers, so I'm going to go ahead and play this crew for 2 more treasure. So if you happen to be in a position where you just got a handful of treasure and nobody wants to trade with you, allows you to spend 2 treasure, discard 2 treasure to draw an additional card. This keeps you from having nothing that you can do on your turn.
All right, so a couple things are going on here, and probably worth pointing out. Caleb's got the minimum that he needs to go face the dragon. It would be pretty silly of him to do it. He's got a strong crew.
Actually.
You've actually got a mighty crew, right?
Yeah. So proper privateers have a bonus against ice dragons, which Akarth is.
But he's only got 2 HP. So, like, if that dragon breathes on him the wrong way, his ship's going to literally crumple. But still, if he gets a bunch of cards in a row that are him attacking the dragon, and Akarth is like, decently strong dragon, but not the strongest, he might have a chance. But so that's making me think like, all right, I've got to do something here. So like I've got a bunch of ship upgrades. I'm missing a crew, so I literally am not eligible to fight the dragon yet. I'm going to draw my 2 cards. All right, so we got Scurvy and a big booty card. Oh boy, here comes our companion. All right, hang on. All right, so I pulled 2 cards, a big booty and a Scurvy. Big Booty is just a treasure card, like we said before, but the Scurvy is a curse card, and that means that the captain of my choice is distracted by disease and loses a turn. So I can actually make sure that Caleb doesn't get to go again if I play this curse. What that basically does, because I have to play the curse on the top half of my turn, it would give me another chance to draw more cards from the plunder deck. Since we in this case where it's just Caleb and I'd skip him and go back to me. So I want to do that because my only other option that I've got is to play this weak fledgling privateers, which actually is strong versus Akarth, so that's worth pointing out. But well, I see that he's already got the proper privateers, so it's unlikely I'm going to get a better card than that. So anyhow, why not, right? Like I've got to do it. Yeah, we'll skip you.
Sure.
I'll draw another 2. This time, we got a truly weak crew in this scenario because of the dragon that we're facing, and then another plunder the booty. So I'm not short on cash, fortunately. And my best choice, I think, is actually to go ahead and play fledgling privateers for gold, which brings me to strong, and my ship is fully juiced. My turn is over.
All right. So I don't have much. I actually have a big booty card. And I drew Swindle and Oversized Rudder. And I think I'm going to go ahead and Swindle. So let me steal one of those cards from your hand.
Ooh.
I have no idea what he's got. Plunder the Booty. That's great, although I don't need it right now. With my decisive action, I'm going to play the Oversized Rudder that I just drew. I do have a big booty card. So that is going to be my turn. Not attacking the dragon yet. Actually, let me put these in a better order. So 7 HP and a mighty crew. I'm feeling pretty confident on the next turn that I'll have good odds against the dragon. So I'm hoping Luke either chooses not to attack or fails.
So I'm going to go ahead and draw 2, but in my head, I got a standard stash and a Bloody Buccaneers, so another strong crew, but no extra bonus against this dragon. There's not much better that I can do right now. I don't have a Lucky Tattoo, which is the card that I would need to remove Anchor's Galore and increase to a better card there. I could remove Endless Rum Stash and replace it if I wanted to, but the only other upgrade that I have is this Cross Bottle Roger, which is the equal HP and less benefit. So I'm not doing that. And this is already a pretty good card. So I'm going to face the dragon. I mean, that's looking at what's on the table. That's really my only choice. All right, so in order to face the dragon, you've got the battle deck. You take the battle deck and you shuffle it. Just do a quick little shuffle here.
Put all those red cards on top.
Yeah, I know, right? You wish. That should do it. And battle begins. So I'm going to pull one of these cards each time, and there are going to be 3 results on each of those cards. One for weak, one for strong, and one for mighty. This is where your crew strength comes into play. And again, remember that my morale increases to strong because we're fighting an ice dragon. So I'm going to be looking for that strong result on both sides of it, whether it be a red or a green card. First card is Rally. So that's that. This is amazing. This is literally like the best card that you can draw on the first pull. What it's going to do is it takes my fledgling privateers, which were already increased to strong, and will increase them to mighty. So now I have the best odds, at least result-wise, for each card that I pull going forward, unless the one other card that lowers me is the next one that I pull. All right, and that next card is Tail Swipe. So the mighty result in this case is that my ship loses 1 HP. So we'll just kind of signal that by turning this card to the side. Pirate Charge, again on mighty, so the dragon's going to lose 2 health. I'll scoot this down and just help keep track of Akarth's current health there. I almost pulled the wrong card. One more time. Knockback. All right, mighty, luckily, no effect. Cannon Blast. Dragon's going to lose 3 health. Shoot, where were we? He lost 2, right?
Yeah, he lost 2.
So then we're at 1, 2, 3. There we go. He's down to 3. I've still got 6. So I'm feeling pretty confident at the moment. Knockback, again, this is one of his weaker attacks, so no effect on me because currently I'm at a mighty level. Dragon's going to lose 2, so we continue chipping away at Akarth. This guy is struggling.
Come on, Akarth.
Icicles are breaking. Mighty, I take a shot this time, so we'll tap this guy to the side a little bit. We're down to 5 HP. Dragon loses 4 health. That's a headshot, and the dragon is extinguished. Sorry, buddy. All right.
So one shot. What was the next card?
We did it.
Mutiny. There we go.
Here's that card that I mentioned earlier, and what this would have actually done is reduced my crew's strength to strong from mighty, or mighty to strong rather, or strong to weak, which would have had a much different play out on how the rest of these cards would have shaped up.
A lot of red cards down at the bottom of the battle deck. Hey, there might have been some subterfuge going on here.
This is it's all luck, random chance. So I'm the victor, and I get to make fun of Caleb for the rest of the day. Actually, I'm 3-1 on him for the day, so I really get to make fun of him.
Well, I mean, cheers to your victory.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
You are the swashbuckler.
That's right. Thank you. Hopefully, it gives you a pretty good understanding of the way that the gameplay goes and the major mechanics and kind of components of the game.
So yeah, that was a pretty quick round. Pirate won on the first attempt, which happens occasionally. Not every game. If Luke had lost that, he would have discarded his active crew along with the ship upgrades he'd applied. He would have held on to the cards in his hand. Still would have been in the game, just a minor setback. That would have given me a chance to actually attack the dragon next. I had pretty decent odds as well, although probably not quite as good as his. But yeah, play would have continued. Hey everybody, we actually had an issue with the original outro footage that we had recorded after the play session, so I'm back to do another one. Hopefully that shed a little bit more light on the gameplay and mechanics of Pirates, Dragons, Treasure, and if you haven't already backed the project, we do hope you'll consider doing so. We just hit our second stretch goal over the weekend, which means that we will be adding a 7th dragon to the bunch. Gabriel is hard at work on it right now, and we should have some roughs and inks to share with you guys real soon. So in addition to this update, we'll hopefully have another one before the end of the week. If you have any other questions about the gameplay, be sure to let us know, and we'll do our best to answer those questions. Thanks again for watching this video and supporting Pirates, Dragons, Treasure on Kickstarter. Talk to you all again real soon.